Thank you again for being here. And, just a couple reminders real quick. You're muted when you come in. If you have questions along the way here, you can put them in the chat. We'll let Tara kind of run the show, whether she answers those along the way or towards the end of it. But a couple things real quick. Tomorrow, if you've not been to it, just a reminder, we'll be back here. Same time, same Zoom link for just our open mastermind. You guys bring your questions. It's like, anything you guys want to talk about. You need help with your YouTube. You need help with a funnel. You need help with an inspection you're dealing with. You need help with a contract question, whatever. Come in tomorrow and we'll just be dealing with whatever you guys want to talk about. So that's every Wednesday, Connect to Collaborate, we call it. Same time, same Zoom link. Okay, so just a reminder there. But guys, today, every Tuesday we bring in, a big agent and somebody who's just had a lot of success, in business, in maybe a specific topic, a specific area. Tara could probably teach us on all kinds of stuff. Tara she's in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right there where Jennifer is, but been in business for 14 years as a realtor. She was International Rookie of the Year her first year at Keller Williams, which is phenomenal, and had the #1 Keller Williams team in all of South Dakota 7 years in a row. She actually just moved over to EXP 8 months ago. So she was a MAPS coach at Keller Williams. She taught Bold. She was a Bold coach, but made the move over here with her group, and now she's up there in Sioux Falls. And I think you said you were the #5 team in all of EXP. Is that right here, like this last month or something?
March, that was kind of fun.
There you go. I mean, you're up there just crushing it. So anyway, I love what you're going to talk about today, because I think sometimes as agents, we just tend to dismiss this. I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more, all this stuff, which we all need all that stuff. But I will tell you, I think, when you and I were talking, it all starts up here. And we were talking before we got on here, the books that are behind Terabyte there, all these books over here. Those books on that side, those are just dumb books. Those are books that I just like, if I need to just check out for a little bit, I read one of those. These over here are all about getting this right, because it all starts up here. And I learned that from my very first broker. My day one on the job as a realtor, I walk in the office and the first thing he does is he handed me Think and Grow Rich. He's like, you need to start reading this book. And I did, and it started the shift for me in everything. As far as, just getting my mind right, because it all starts up here. So Tara, I appreciate you being here. We all do. Thank you so much for coming in and pouring into us. I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away and lead us down the path here. We'll see where we go. Okay.
Well, thank you. And I'm seeing some familiar faces. I mean, Jennifer, he said, Jennifer joined us. And I'm like, well, I said, yeah, she's pretty good at doing a lot of open houses for us. I'm like, that reminds me of my first year. I was 6 open houses every weekend for the first year, like every weekend, but maybe one. That's no joke. So I love it. And Kristen Brockett, where are you at? I just saw your name.
I'm here.
There we go. I love it. This is a great group. Yeah, Jeff reached out and I'm like, well, shoot, I'll come chat with you guys. I love hanging out with cool people. And if you guys are here, you must be growth minded as well. So here we are today. I love, conversation. Like, I kind of just want this to be collaborative. You're probably not going to hear anything you haven't already heard. A lot of times we just need to be reminded, right? Or we just need that little spark of inspiration to get us going. And so I just want to share my quick story with you and kind of what I have found with actually making a full decision and building that confidence and all of that stuff. Because to be honest with you, you guys could all hang up and you know what you need to do to hit your goals, right? Most of the time you do. And yet we don't do it. Why is that, right? And so I'll just share a little bit about me real quick. But let's quick start first. Let's get in the chat. Tell me something that you're winning at right now. I just want to know, what are you winning at? It could be business. It could be life. It could be your health. It could be your spiritual. It could be converting open houses, Jennifer. I mean, whatever it is, just give me one thing you're winning at. Because I just want to know what we're doing really good here. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Consistency in everything. That is the key to success. I always say consistency is the master key of freedom. So I love that, Sean. Building coaching relationships with a new group at EXP. There we go, Jennifer. Converting open houses. Lead generation. Yes, I love it. Prioritizing self. That's important, right? I remember after my first year, I woke up one day and I'm like, do I have any friends? You get so consumed in this business and you let some things go wayside. So I love that. Fast Cat program. Yes. Becoming the best version of myself. Oh, you're my friend, Cassandra. That's what I'm working at. I'm a work in progress every day, just like you. So I love it. All right. Well, I'll just start out. Hey, did you have Andy and Lily there? You have your hand up. Did you want to say what you're winning at? Or maybe you just don't know what's up. All right. I'll keep moving. All right. So, I started like, Jeff said, I started the business in 2012. When I came in, guys, like I came from the story of probably, a broken home. I was in and out of jail for 10 years of my life. I worked in the service industry ever since I've been like 12. I've had like 3 jobs. If you were going to put clothes on your back and make sure you had food, you worked when I was growing up, right? It was just a little rough. My family's great and I love it. And I'm also super blessed to have that opportunity to fail over and over in and out of jail and running with the wrong crowd, no clarity, no purpose, just didn't really know. You get that hamster wheel, right? And you just keep going and it's really hard to get out. And one day I looked in the mirror and I saw myself a little bit differently and I thought, what the hell am I doing? I know I can do better. So literally on Monday, I packed up my car. I moved from my small town of Watertown, South Dakota, 96 miles down the interstate to the big city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right? Like I'm going to the big city, I'm making it. And I was the first college graduate in my family. And I was selling phone cable on the internet and I was reading a book one day, Think Big and Kick Ass. And I looked at my husband, I was getting married that year. And my boss had told me, you can't have 4th of July off because you already have so much time off for your wedding. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I'm sick of this. So I was reading this book, Think Big and Kick Ass. I was like, I can do that. I quit my job on Monday. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not going to get paid for 90 days. I didn't even have money. So I cashed out a 401k. I was an idiot, you guys. This was just all naive. Like I cashed out a $6,000 401k and I saw Keller Williams on the news and they were just opening up. I went and signed up and I went and took this class they had Ignite. And I'm like, I'm going to make 100 grand my first year. And everyone's like, you're crazy. Like, that's never going to happen. And everyone in my class was like, you have to be realistic. I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, then I had another conversation and someone was like, you're going to be rookie of the year. I'm like, what's that? And they're like, well, you got to sell the most houses your first year. I'm like, well, how many? They're like, just sell. I'm like, okay. So I had one focus. I'm like, I'm going to win this rookie of the year. I didn't know anyone where I was from. I maybe like 12, 15 people. I don't know, but they were broke college kids. Right. And so what did I do? I just did what I didn't know nobody else did. I freaking worked. I pounded the pavement. I called FISPOs. I called expirers. I did open houses. I did networking events. By the end of the year, I was in 12 different groups. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I'm part of. I ended up selling 66 homes, not knowing one person, making $324,000. And oh, by the way, 4 months in, I found out I was pregnant with my first kid. So my why even got bigger, right? And so I'm a big believer in everything is figure outable and anything is possible. And I say that because I've lived that, right? And the thing of that is what I find is that I had a really big drive, right? I didn't let all of the agents tell me or get in my head about like what people usually do. Also I came from a call center, I should say. And so picking up the phone and dialing, like, hell yeah, let's go, 100 calls a day, 100 doors a day, whatever it was just in front of people. And so you might be on this call thinking, well, I maybe that's not possible for me because of this. And I call BS, right? Because you can. And so I've been talking a lot about lately, a lot about like your inner critic and your inner coach. That small voice in your head, that voice that tells you can't, or those limiting beliefs that come in. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone have that inner quiet voice that tells you can't? I'm like, how do we stop that, right? How do we just shut that off and let that other voice that says I can win? And I really think that when we get really clear on what it is we want, and then we figure out exactly what the habits are. I'm a big goal setter, but I also look at goals and I'm like, goals are kind of cheap, right? I mean, goals are goals. That's a direction where you're going. But the thing that comes down to is if you're going to hit that goal is what's the small daily discipline goals, or habits that's going to allow you to hit it, right? And so when we look at the real estate industry, a lot of times we talk about lead generation, right? Jeff said he's crushing lead generation right now. But when I look at it too, I look at the person as the whole, and I look at every area of our life and I say, okay, for me to be winning and for me to be unstoppable confidence and to go at a high level, I want to make sure every area of my life I'm winning in, at least attempting to. And so getting really clear on what's the one thing in each area of my life that I need to work on. Because when you're hitting on all cylinders, you really can become unstoppable. And the only thing that builds confidence is keeping those small promises to yourself. You know that, when you say, oh, I'm going to get in shape, and the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and you're like, oh man, I really didn't sleep well last night. And so I'm just going to hit snooze. Well, what does it look like if I know that I'm meeting Sean at the gym at 5 a.m., right? So are we enrolling? So yes, you look like Freedom there, guy, that you maybe went to the gym. So I thought I'd pick on you. So what does it look like when we enroll people, the right people in our life in every area, and then we start keeping those small promises to ourselves? Do you think we're going to show up better? Does it cost anything to figure out what it is that we want? I think most people, some people, not us, because we're here, right? We're awesome, but this is how we can help others. A lot of people spend more time planning their vacations or what they're going to wear tomorrow than they do their own lives. And sometimes you wake up one day and you're like, well, I'm not where I want to be. And it's like, well, where do you want to be? And they're like, well, I don't know. I just know I'm not happy. Okay, great. Well, what would it look like for you to get happy in that area of your life? What would you need to do in order to become the person you need to become to achieve the things that you want to achieve? My biggest fear in life is sitting on my deathbed, or maybe, I'm sitting on my deathbed. I'm 126 years old because I'm going to live to be 126, right? And I'm looking back and I'm like, man, I didn't do everything that I could to live the life that I want. And so when I look at my planning, I look at like, if I were to die tomorrow, would I regret what I did today? Or am I living to my fullest potential? Did I say everything that I wanted to say to the people that matter most in my life? Did I really give it my all? Did I make myself proud every single day with the small decisions, the small habits? Because that's what really matters. Like, you can set a big goal and you can hit it, but once you get there, what happens? You're like, now what? And really, that achieving the goal wasn't about hitting the goal, is about the person you became while you did it. It's like running the marathon. When it was done, I was like, you know what the best part was? The training to get there. Crossing the finish line was great, but like the training and the work that I put in every day, that's what I'm most proud of. And so I think in life, a lot of times we get confused about what it is we're going after and why, but then also we don't make full commitment. What are you, like, somebody give me one thing. Go off mute if you want, or put it in the chat. Someone give me one thing right now that they're working towards, that they're proud of, that they have a daily discipline that they do every single day to hit it.
Start with
Anybody?
the word. Yeah, let's start with the word every morning. Not to push that on anybody, but that just sets my day straight. And then get a good workout in. Those are two things that I feel like if I do them every day, everything else just gets lined up. Those are the two disciplines that I do that just leads me right into the rest of my day of making the habits take place.
Reading the Bible cover to cover this year, devotion and motivation, keeping a positive mindset. You know what? About a year and a half ago, and I see a lot of, and I feel like this is definitely getting talked about more, right? But like your faith and the Bible and that stuff. About a year and a half ago, I lost my 26-year-old brother in a motorcycle accident. And it was obviously devastating. He was more like a son to me. He was my little brother, but I took care of him a lot because whatever, our 14-year age gap. And I always question my faith. I'm a realist, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I believe, whatever. And so last year I read the Bible cover to cover, and it really is just life changing, because when you actually step into believing something bigger than yourself and just really understanding that you can't carry the weight on your shoulders and you have to let it go, it's just such a relieving feeling. And it is a relationship that you have to have daily, like Sean said. So it comes down to those small little habits. Like, I know for me too, my morning routine is everything. If I look at, if you all haven't read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, like, when you look at those key habits, the one thing that makes everything else easier or necessary, and I look at that in every area of my life, because your life will just become so much better. Because the thing is that to get through the hard things, because what we do isn't easy, right? And to actually stay disciplined to do the hard things, like, you have to just have that focus, and it really is that small little habit. And what we do is we get bored sometimes, and then we look for these shiny objects because we're bored. And if we can just mastery the art of boredom and we can just stay focused on those small little things, we can build a life so big. And the thing is that it gets to be your life and you get to design it. And you know, you don't need to be what Sean's doing. You don't need to have Jeff's goals. You get to do you, and nothing's right or nothing's wrong. It's what's best for you. And that's what I love about this. And also, this industry makes it hard because there's that comparison, right? Like, oh, I want to be number one. I want to do this because they're doing this. But I think sometimes we just have to stop, pull the curtain back, and ask ourselves, stop looking at everyone else. If nobody else, like if I didn't know anyone else's stories or nothing mattered, what would matter to me and how would I do it? Because there's a million different ways to do this business and we just overcomplicate it, right? A lot of times we overcomplicate it. We try to do too much. We say yes to too many things. We don't get clear on the things that we should say yes to and the things we should say no to. And if I could just spread anything to you guys, I mean, it's keep you on track with being in alignment with the version you say you want. I think sometimes we're out of alignment with our values, or we're out of alignment with what we say we want to do. And it might be we're saying we want to do something because it's more about the outer world and not your inner world. So like when you slow down to get clear on your inner world, and if you say, oh, I want to get in shape, but you keep not going to the gym, you keep not eating healthy, do you really want to get in shape for you inside? Or is there an identity inside you that believes something different? Is it you say you want to make X amount of money, but where you're really not? Maybe it's not important. Maybe it's not the money, it's other areas of your life that you're missing, right? So I want to share my screen here. I want to share, I have so much content I could share with you guys, but I'm like, the lack of time, we don't have the best, or let's see here, enough time to do all the stuff. Okay, I'm going to share this with you because I want you guys to think about this later. I'm going to email it to Jeff and he can send it out. But this is just part of, when I look at this is, I created this, the journey to your best life possible, spiritual health, personal, key relationships, job, business, financial. And then we're getting really clear on why every area matters, right? So your health, your energies, your edge, and you know what that includes. Wealth, that gives you freedom and options. A lot of people are like, well, I don't care about money. Okay, yeah, but do you want freedom and options? Do you want optional living sooner? Relationships, you want belonging and joy, right? Connection, appreciation, give. Growth, like if you're not growing, you're dying. And I believe that with all my heart. That gives you the confidence, that gives you the identity, it's your mindset, it's everything. So what are you doing to grow yourself every day, right? Business, impact and service, and vision, direction, and purpose. Those who don't have vision will perish, right? Like what are you looking forward to? If you don't have something big enough to look forward to, it's easy to get off track and get in a rut. And so I just am a big believer in figuring out what is it that you're looking forward to in every area of your life. And for you to understand yourself, like I have my best self blueprint. Again, I'm going to share this with you, and I'd love for you to have some reflection around this and think about like, what are your true internal motivators? So like I can tell you every person on my team, I can tell you their top 3 motivators out of all of these, because I spend the time with every single team member to understand them deeply so that they understand themselves, because most people don't even know. And when you can understand yourself at a high level, oh God, that's unstoppable, right? So what are your external motivators? And again, I'm going to send this to you, but is it more comfort and security, belonging and connection, competition and challenge, right? Getting clear on that. And then what do you fear? Fear holds us back from so much. And I was listening to Oprah one time and she talked about fear. And this is what I do. I don't know about you. And I don't know if you can ever really overcome fear. I think you just have to step into it, right? And you just have to ask yourself, like, okay, if this happened, and write this down, think about this, like, if this happened, what is the worst thing that could happen? And then what would I do? So like when you're thinking about making a jump or you're taking a leap, you just ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? If that did happen, what would I do? It's like having the contingency plans to everything that could happen, just to give you that confidence to go. And sometimes you just freaking do it. Just like jump in and do it. And you'll be like, oh yeah, this isn't so bad. You just make the leap, right? But if we can figure out, like, leaders, like influence is nothing more than helping people think, right? For me, it's like when I know like what's my operating system in every part of my life, then when I go to face a hard decision or I need to overcome a fear, like I understand my process to get through the thinking in my head, because the only thing in your way is yourself. most of the time. Like it's in your head, it's in between your ears. And that goes back to that wisdom, right? Are you letting the wisdom or that voice in your head, name that voice in your head and watch that play out once, right? Like, is it the negative Nancy? Is it what is it in your mind so you can separate it so you can do anything? And then it's getting into figuring out your life formulas. So what I want to do, I want to take a minute. Do you guys all have a piece of paper and pen? How you show up here is how you show up everywhere, right? And this is your time, you're here. So like pay attention and actually do the work. And understand that by doing this like every quarter. So what my team does, every single quarter, we rate ourselves. We first figure out today, you might not figure that out, but like, what is the feeling you desire? Because again, I could say, well, what is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for connection in your relationships? Are you looking for inner peace? Are you looking for fulfillment? Are you looking for love? Are you looking for in your job? Do you want to feel productive? Like, what is the feeling you're desiring? And then how do you feel currently, right now, 1 to 10, 1 being it's absolutely awful, 10 being like, I'm freaking crushing, I can't get better. By the way, it's really hard to have a 10 because we can always grow and improve, right? But where are you at right now? So I want you to take a pen and I want you to ask yourself spiritually, 1 through 10, 10 being, I feel very fulfilled. Again, and 1, it's bad. I want you to rate it. And then here are some examples. Okay, so here are some examples of different things that you could do. So I want you to get the key habits, right? So if personally you're looking to feel or your business, you're looking to feel productive or whatever that looks like, what's one thing you can do such by doing so would get you closer to a 10? And maybe that's, for your health, it's wake up by 5 a.m. Maybe it's drink 100 ounces of water today. Maybe key relationships, it's, I think my marriage could be a little better. I want to implement 1 date night a week, right? So it's just one habit, one thing that can be in your calendar. Because by the way, everything can be solved with a math equation, right? Everything. Some people are like, oh yeah, you can solve love with a math equation. Yes, you can. Because what is love? It's time. It's the conversations, is the relationship, right? And so if you're lacking in any of these areas, there is something that you need to put in your calendar. That is a habit. It's a small little, it's something, maybe financial, maybe it's every month you need to review your budget. Maybe it's every week you need to review, whatever it is. Maybe it's your one thing, right? Like who's truly holding you accountable, whatever it is. So I'm going to give you like 5 minutes here. I want you to rate every single area of your life 1 to 10. And then I want you to pick one small habit that you could implement that would get you closer to a 10. And guys, sometimes it feels like it's too small. It's not. Just one small thing. Go ahead. And then I'm just going to ask a couple people to share.
This is good stuff, Tara. I think too, people can, I know I can get this way where it can feel like it's just so much, but those little decisions, those little daily things, the compound effect of that,
100%.
how a month later, 2 months later, 12 months later, a year later, it's like you're in a completely different place. And it was those little disciplines that all added up over time, like, oh, I don't like to read. Well, just, maybe starting to read. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes a day. Maybe you do Audible. I've got Audible. I go for walks. I'll take the dogs out for a walk and I'm listening to books, in my ears while I'm walking. I got books I'm listening to in the car, whatever podcasts. There's so many good podcasts now that they're all about this kind of stuff that, just to consume that stuff. Or I can watch Netflix and just, whatever. I mean, which isn't going to get me anywhere. And I'm not about not doing that too and shutting everything off, but it's those little things, it can be 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there. And the compound effect of all that over time is huge, what that does,
I think people discount discipline so much because a lot of people get in this business of freedom and it's the exact same thing that gets them out of business. And they underestimate the power of what they can do in 5 years and overestimate they can do in 1 year. And then they forget that it's all about these small little decisions that you make every day that compound. And you wake up one day when you do these small little decisions, you're like, holy shit, how did I get here? And then you're like, oh yeah, it was that alarm that went off at 5 a.m. every day and that morning routine that kept my confidence and the energy, because your energy is your edge. Like, I can't reiterate that enough. Your energy is your edge. I'll share with you too, our Allen Edge blueprint. I'm going to share some good stuff with you guys. But like with my team, every team member, they know their energy plan. Like that's your number one asset is yourself, and you get one body and you have to live it with your whole life, right? Like, and so like your goals and intentions, move your body, feel your body, guard your mind, practice gratitude, be mindful, reflect, learn and grow, influences who and what you focus on, serve and connect. Like when you are putting all this together, man, it's fire. Like I've never been more happy or fulfilled in my life than on and off over the last 5 years, right? But when I do get in a rut, I look at that and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that and I need to do that. And I can get right back to that place. And there's so many people out there that I feel like just starving for connection, for, purpose, for understanding, I think we overcomplicate too, like our purpose and our big why and all of that. Guys, your big why it changes like all the time, right? Like maybe right now your big why is because you need a down payment for a car. Maybe your big why right now is because you're paying for your kids' college. Maybe your big why right now is just because you want to lose 10 pounds. Like it doesn't have to be big. And I honestly, it's the small micro big whys that compound into the big thing. And when you're constantly assessing that and like understanding what your focus is and where you're going, you can help so many other people too by setting that example of that consistency. Your kids see what you're doing every day, right? Like I love the question, like if your kid followed you around for a week, would they be impressed or depressed? Like honestly, who are you being when no one's watching? Who would like to share? I want to hear from one or two people. Anyone. What is something that stuck out with you on this exercise, or an area that you feel like you could work on the most, and what was the habit? Someone be vulnerable. Come on.
Who wants to come off? Somebody unmute. Anyone? Caleb.
I've got a ton of things, but that I'm currently in the middle of working on a lot of different areas. But I think business, one of the big things for me is having not just a daily schedule, but having non-negotiables on that schedule of this is what I'm doing during this time, and not getting distracted by a client calling or something else. It's no, this needs to be my schedule. And if it's blocked off, then I do it at that time and I'm not wasting that time doing something else. So I think that's a big thing. I think just really quickly, what we just did with taking that quiet time, yeah, we were working on something, but how often are we on Zooms where it's quiet? I think that's something that I know for myself, I don't just have quiet time anymore, whether it's just to think or to be quiet. It's usually if it is quiet, then I'm getting on my phone or I'm looking at email or I'm doing something. And I think just that quiet time can be really valuable to really actually stop and think.
Thank you for sharing, Caleb. It is so important. We're so used to just picking up our phone and being distracted right away. Like my favorite thinking time is just walking with no earbuds, nothing. And that's like my thinking time. And then I can get back and like brain dump everything I thought of. Right. But also just like that reflection every day. And that's why I think it is important habit too of like what went really well yesterday. What's one thing I'm grateful for? And what's one thing I can do better today? And what's my priority? Like getting that daily clarity can help you from being in that hamster wheel of busy, 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 busy. So you can actually feel that productivity and moving forward to keep you motivated every day. And like I said, quarterly reevaluating this is so important because the years go by so fast, don't they? Like you wake up and you're like, oh, I meant to do that this year, I never did. Like, or oh, I let that go again. Oh, still didn't work on that relationship with my spouse. Oh, still like, there's just so much to do. And we just have to chunk it down and break it down and simplify it. And your time blocking, like, something that works for me is I color code my calendar. Like the non-negotiables are a certain color, families a certain color, learning's a certain color. Like get it. So like in your head, you're like, okay, yeah, this is the mindset I need to be in right now. And then think to yourself, how do you feel after you don't do what you know you're supposed to do? I think we spend more time thinking about like, oh, I didn't lead generate again. And then you bring that weight home and you're heavy and like you just waste so much capacity on focusing on the things you didn't do. Just freaking do it and move on. Like, cause then you're not worried, you're not thinking and feeling that regret and that heaviness and also that pipeline that dried up or, whatever that looks like. Just freaking do it. It's so much easier just to do it. Cause who in here would agree? As soon as you get on the phone or you start doing your job, you actually get more energy and you feel better. It's like, and yet people still like, they're like, I'm going to put it off, or I didn't do it again. I'm like, why? Just do it. It'll bring you energy. It'll fill your pipeline. It's going to allow you to design your life, right? get to the optional working sooner. I hate the word retirement because I feel like people just die after that. It's optional working, so you can do what you want when you want, say yes to whatever you want, right? And so that's what you're going towards. You're going towards a life of options, of saying yes when you have to say no right now because you don't have that freedom or the money or whatever that looks like, right? Let's see here. So in the chat here, we had the way you do anything is the way you do everything. Yes, that's exactly right. Exercise more and change my diet. Also more self-discipline. Self-discipline, like kind of like a budget. Here's a tip. I hate the words that make me feel like I have to do something. Like discipline feels like, oh, but I want freedom, right? And like a budget, I'm like, don't give me a freaking budget. I don't want to operate out of a budget. Call it a spending plan. Like you just gotta like change the words in your mind so it doesn't feel like you're doing something you don't want to do, right? Like I'm like, okay, spending plan. I get to spend my money and here's how I plan to spend it. Not like you're limiting me. Don't limit me. Like I'm gonna tell you, right? And so like the discipline, like here I'm following my set energy plan or whatever the area, whatever it is in, like my optional working plan. And you're following through on all that. Simon Sinek, start with why. Yes, love all of that. There's so many different resources out there, but this is your time, you guys. And I just was hoping to bring a little bit of inspiration, clarity, because I really think with clarity brings clarity, brings the habits that you need. And then once you're on track with those habits, you have unstoppable confidence because you're showing up for yourself every day. And that's really what I want you to walk away with is just reminding yourself like life is freaking beautiful. After my brother passed away, I used to always tell him like this world is what you make it. And if you're not happy with your at, make different decisions and blah, 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 And when he passed away, we found in his little sketchbook, he had sketched all over this place is what we make it. And I used to always say world. And then I was like, you know what? I like this better because it's this body, it's this Zoom call, it's this experience, it's this room, it's this life, it's everything. It's this place wherever you're at, where your feet are at. This moment is whatever you make it. And so I had his little saying tattooed in his handwriting, this place is what we make it. And that's how I live my life. Like I choose to look at the positive. I choose to look from the perspective of a bigger lens so that I can give people more grace. I can give myself grace. And when you can give grace and you can open your perspective and you believe everything is figure outable, anything is possible, and faith will carry you through, like let's go, right? And in this business, wow, are we blessed? Like we have an opportunity to do so much, to help so many people, to make an impact, to live our best life. Like you just have to take the time to design it. What does your best possible life look like? And when you and I are sitting here at 90 years old, 126-year-old, by the way, 126 years old, people are like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but what would it look like if you actually did the things to allow you to live that way? I'm probably going to live 10 years longer at least, right? And so where we're sitting on that front porch and we're looking back, what's going to need to happen for you to say, wow, that was like the most magnificent life. Like I'm dying with no regrets because everything I either learned or I won, I built deep, meaningful relationships. I made the impact that I wanted. I said yes, even when I was scared. I took the leap. I did all the things. Like, what does that look like to you? And if you can tell me you know all of that, then hell yeah. If you can't, slow down, take a breath, sit with yourself and get clear on that. Because guess what? You don't get today back. You don't get tomorrow back after it's over. Like you only get this minute and you don't know how long your life is. You could die tomorrow. Sorry. There's not many things that are for sure in life and death is one of them. The question is are you living it like there is no tomorrow?
One of the things I think it's so easy to dismiss something like this in the sense of just like, yeah, but the market, the rates, all this kind of stuff. And I think it's just, it all starts here. There's agents on here of all different levels. There's agents on here that just got licensed 3 months ago. There's agents on here that have been licensed for 25 years or longer, like me, whatever. And so, but I just know you think about this, guys. It's like, you have the opportunity to you're building a business. You're building a huge business. That is going to take you becoming something that you're not yet if you're new. You know what I mean? And even for us who've been around for a while, it's like again, there's all those books over there. I'm constantly working on myself, to this day, because I know I'm not finished yet. There's a lot of growth that needs to happen. I got plenty of areas to work on. None of these were a 10 down here by any means. They're all over the place. And so, but I think it all starts up here. I think, I want to share my screen real quick. And I don't know, do you ever listen to Jim Rohn, Tara? You ever listen to Jim Rohn?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Jim Rohn. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, if you've never listened to Jim Rohn, I love this quote of his. It's the set of the sails, not the direction of the wind, that determines which way we will go. And when you hear his talk where he talks about that, he's like, here's the thing. It's like the same wind blows on us all. The same interest rates are hitting all of us. The inventory, it's hitting all of us. Like the market, all these different things, it's here on all of us. But why are some agents absolutely crushing it right now? Why do 10% of the agents do 90% of the business? And then there's agents struggling to do 4 deals a year, trying to figure it out. I'm just saying, it all starts up here. It's the setting of the sales. How are you setting your sales? And the way you set your sale is by growing in all this stuff that you're talking about, Tara. It's growing all these different things. Go ahead.
You know the story of the two brothers. They both came from a broken home. Dad was an addict, alcoholic, all that stuff. And 20 years later, one brother became a successful, amazing dad, husband. One struggled with addiction in and out of jail, right? And when they were interviewed, they were asked, how did you get here? What happened? They both had the same answer. I had no choice. My dad was an addict. When you can look at the perspectives and you can actually it can be the same thing, right? We all have the same interest rates. We all have the same challenges in real estate, and some are succeeding and some aren't. It's perspective and the meaning you put behind it and the action you take. That's it. The things are just things until you attach a meaning to them. And so the meaning you're attaching to things and then the way you're responding is, by the way, your choice. This is all, where you are is your choice. Sorry. I'm like, God, I hate you. Someone said to me once, like, look in the mirror, you're there because of you. And I'm like, F you. And then it's like, you're right. Shoot. Like, I am where I am because of me. Now, the question is, are you happy with where you are? And the beautiful thing is it doesn't matter, because you can change it at any time. Or you can give yourself a pat on the back and be like, heck yeah, we're crushing it. Like, loving life, doing it, and yet you can always improve. But that's the beautiful thing about life, is it doesn't matter where you are. You can change the course at any time if you're not happy with it. Do you have the courage to do it?
Sean and Kathy and I know somebody. It made me think of Johnny Wimbrey when she was talking. And Johnny, I've known Johnny for years. Johnny has an amazing story. Johnny, I would hear him speak at some of these conferences that we went to back in the day with some different things. And, he, like, his earliest memory as a kid is waking up in a battered women's shelter with his mom and his brother. And at one point, they grow up, and I mean, they're going all these directions and whatever. And he was going down the road with his brother, lots of trouble. Johnny had a change. His brother ended up in prison for years. Johnny's a multimillionaire and travels the world and speaking at events around the world. And Johnny's one of the most personally developed people I've ever met in my life. I mean, and it's just like, same situation, same mom, same wind blowing on both of them. Whatever. Here's one in prison. Here's one on stages and on TV shows and speaking literally around the world at these events. It's like, what happened? Johnny set his sales differently. Johnny worked on himself and figured out what to do. And there's those kind of stories like that where it's like, wow, like, what happened? Why? One's here and one's here. Night and day difference. And it all started up here, and working on himself. So.
I didn't really talk anything about real estate skills, but at the end of the day, you can have all the skills. If you don't have this right, it doesn't freaking matter.
It doesn't matter. You're going to be scrambling with the skills. You're not going to know how to handle it, when you get there. Let me open it up, guys. Anybody want to share anything? Any thoughts? Is this registering with people? Just a comment, thought. You don't have to have a question, but just share what you're picking up here. Just anybody. Kathy.
One thing that I'll share, kind of in addition to what you just said, Jeff, is the story with Johnny is, he put himself around some different people moving forward. And it's all about who we hang around with. I mean, what's the saying? It's 5 people you hang around with, that's who you're going to become, and all facets of your life on the average. And so he chose to start hanging around with different people that put him on that different path. And I think that's true just in life, as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at the path that I took to get where I am, it's always been a book that I read, a mentor that I enrolled, a room that I've been in. And those are all proactive things that you can do, right? It's who you surround yourself, the rooms you put yourself in. Like your number one mentor, you don't even have to meet him. It's because you read all their books. Like you've probably not met Jim Rome, right? Right. Like it's, guys, this is all, there's so many different free resources out there too. Like it's out there. It's just, are you consuming it?
Well, and I think also when you are consuming it, it's not getting pulled in different directions. I think what you were talking at the beginning of deciding what you want your life to be, and that's in all facets. So where are you focusing on your health? Where are you focusing on your business? And then set those parameters so that in trainings like this or in other trainings we're doing or in other things or whatever we're reading, we're taking things and then inserting it into what we're doing. And not getting pulled in a lot of different directions. I find there's so many different things and so many ways to do the things that we do. But we have to, the best thing that we can do is the thing that we will do. And that's how we'll be the most successful. So that's the thing with me that I struggle with the most is, there's all these different things. Oh, I could do that, or I could do that, I could do that. So you end up doing a bunch of nothing. And not being good at anything, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on this one area and just really kill it. So,
may I ask, hey Ryan, brother, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but sometimes emotion and stories can impact us. And it looked like you just went off camera, but I was going to see if you would share. You said that impacted you. What the story about Johnny? Would you mind sharing, my friend?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm an open book in that way. It resonates with me because I come from that kind of backstory where mom had a very, very ravenous addiction. Father also had his alcohol addictions. And I am not from a position of affluence by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, we were very avid practicers of the hand-me-down theory. You know, hand-me-down theory is you get your clothes from your sibling, you wear them just like because they're new to you, not because somebody just purchased them. But I identify with that because I have siblings, and I am the only sibling of the five of us has everybody else works. Nobody's grappled with addiction, but I took that inspiration of watching those two parents that I was given. You know, you can't choose your mentor, but watching them and using their story as an exemplary reason why not to go down that same route, because I desire different for my life, and the only one who can, do anything about it would be me. So it's always been incumbent upon me to do different than what I saw, which is why I was a business owner at 19, and I have been in that industry for over 20 years, and affluent owned salons grew, because I identified with the fact that if anything were to happen catastrophically where I could not do the very gifts that I was given by God, who could I call on? And that number of people is very, very, very small. It's smaller than two tangible people here alive that I could call on, that I could really actually get some help from, whether it's mental, financial, physical help. It's very limited people. So that's why I made sure I commented that it resonated with me, because I identified that very same way.
Thanks for
Thank you for sharing, Ryan.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, and Ryan, too, I mean, the impact you're going to have on your siblings, because you are, it's up to them. You can't make them do anything, whatever. They'll make their own decisions. But again, and just other people around you, you're going to have an impact on people. You are having an impact on people. So,
and that's my biggest goal. But to be honest, it's not even about my siblings. They are paying attention. They are shifting their mental spaces. I am one of one in home ownership in my family. My parents are still serial renters. My grandmother is still a serial renter. So that has my siblings like, oh, well, maybe I should own a house. So we're, avidly working for that. But my biggest goal right now is my nephews. We all talk about our why, and they are my why because they watch me every day. Mm-hmm. I am the only positive male reinforcement that they have, even though their father is still alive and very much in the same city. You know what I mean? It's more incumbent upon me to show the next generation of men in my family what to do, how hard to work, and the results from it. So that's always my driving force, always has been.
Yeah, good for you.
And now one of them just scored Vanderbilt for football. I can't believe he's about to graduate, but you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's on me to make sure I show them better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's awesome. Very cool. No, it's a great story. And I think, and here's the thing, guys, we're all on here. I love I love that we all show up on here. We're all trying to go to that next level, and most of our trainings are on, more leads and more, more tools and systems and things that will help your business. It all starts right here. I appreciate everything you shared, Tara. If you could email me the stuff that you had there, even that sheet in the presentation, we'll get it out to everybody on here. We'll add it in, guys, on the YouTube description and in the Freedom Team group on our Facebook group. Okay, so you guys can all see all that and really take a deep dive in there. I love the entrepreneurial mindset that we're all in. To be in this business, to go 100% commission. I mean, it takes a unique person to be in this business. But the rewards for it and the impact that we can have, if you really just persevere through it and start growing, and becoming that person you need to be to hit those goals, it's like the impact on that is huge, So, Brad, I liked what you said over here. Focus on what you can focus on. Focus on the things that you can control.
Absolutely. I put my email in there too. If you guys ever need anything, let me know. You can find me on social media too. And I send out a weekly life blog too. You can email me if you want to get on that list. And my blogs are notes really to my kid, and I plan on putting it into a book of like how I like to live my life and perspectives and beliefs. And I mean, life's hard, and it's how you choose to live it and who you choose to be. And so it's a lot of fun. But I've enjoyed my time, and I really appreciate you guys inviting me on. I'm going to go crush my team meeting now.
There you go. We appreciate it, Tara. So
thank
you so much, guys. We'll stick around here for just a minute, but Tara, go ahead. You got your meeting. Thank you again for coming in. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Totally appreciate it. So, guys, any last comments, questions before we wrap it up? We got a couple more minutes here. We will get off here soon. Any last thoughts? Any of it? Good stuff today.
Appreciate you all and all the Freedom Team.
That we need to sign to do the easy platform.
What's that?
We did for the last deal.
I'm sorry. So who's talking? Who was it? Well, guys, thank you so much. Okay, we'll be back here tomorrow, same time. Just open mastermind. Bring your questions. Bring your anything. Okay, you want to talk about marketing? You want to talk about again deals you got going on? Anything like that? We'll be back here. It's always good. We never know where we're going, but it always turns out really interesting, really good. So we'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same Zoom link. Okay, have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, gang.